Welcome back again to another episode of the Muted Opinions. If you don't know yet, you might never know. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe, like, share, and everything like that. So it's me again, your boy Sheldon, and a very common face here.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Kim Nana, common figure here. Welcome back to yet another episode of Muted Opinions. Thank you so much for keeping in. We love you so much. We tuned in. Thank you.
Okay. And another guest here, a new face on the podcast. We'll let you introduce yourself.
Uh, my name is Cohen Tumwesije. I'm a guest. Thank you.
What else do you do? Here we usually give you give a whole portfolio of yourself.
Mm.
Your Cohen, what do you do? Yeah. And why did we choose you to come here on the podcast?
Well, my name is Cohen once again. I'm a law student in my third year,
Yeah.
and I like sports.
Hmm.
I like politics,
Mm.
and I think the reason as to why you brought me here is because you saw me as a person
Yeah, well, now
that
that's cap.
uh,
You see, politicians are not going to start politicking. Not start saying you
uh,
saw me as a person who has impact.
yeah, I have impact.
You
I've made
have, eh?
impact. Yeah, where I come from,
Mm.
I have made impact.
How?
I've changed many people's lives.
Let's go.
Yeah, I have impact.
You're like Nixon.
Well, I don't know what Nixon does,
Mm.
but I'm a retractor, so I've made impact. I serve.
Hey, okay.
Yeah.
That's nice. Service above self.
Service above self.
Okay, thank you very much, Cohen, for that deep intro. If you want your life changed, you should, reach out to Cohen. He will, he will basically, he
Looking
will
at the life of the person that has changed lives, you,
use it.
you thank God. You thank God because
So, thank you guys for coming to this podcast. I mean, it's been a minute, Nixon. We haven't recorded. I don't know if you want to explain that or if we should dive into today's conversations.
what I can possibly tell our viewers out there is that we've been slightly off. I
Yeah.
think it's been about 3 months now.
No, bro, it's been like a month.
A month, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
Has not
I
been
meant
that
3 weeks, not 3 months.
Yeah, 3 weeks. Yeah.
Because we've had a busy schedule shortly after we had recorded the last I think pod.
Yeah, we've been doing live basically. Man.
We went for exams, then shortly after there we had to break off for holidays.
Yeah, it's been tight.
Yeah, it's been
But we
tight,
are
but
locked in now
yeah,
again.
we are back.
Yeah.
We are back, and we are back, not like Sierra 7, but we are back.
Okay, yeah. We shall get there.
Yeah.
Let us not jump there. So, what has been happening in the world? Yeah. We really have a lot to catch up on with, but let us first start with South Africa and the xenophobia and what you guys think about that. Yeah. Because a few weeks ago, a few months, I think, South African started a march which was about chasing people from, no, migrants. They said illegal migrants, but I think they were chasing all the migrants in South Africa from there to go back to their countries. I don't know what you guys thought about that. Like, what is your take on that?
Um, my take on those xenophobic attacks on those matches they did.
Yeah.
I don't think it was good.
Okay.
I don't think it was one of their best ideas to liberate their country. You know, there is a leader in South Africa called Julius Malema.
Yeah.
He
He was
has
opposition leader, yeah.
yeah, he has this what does how do you call it? You normally use it in your elections, something like a chant.
Mm-hmm.
The chant goes kill the Boer, kill the white man.
Mm.
uh, well, as politicians and then leaders, we have to be very careful in the chants, in the words that we use, because people look up to us,
Yeah.
look up to you people. You know, you're politicians.
No.
So you're a politician.
No,
You're not.
I just be in political spaces, but I'm not a
He's a
politician.
political failure.
Not a failure per se.
He ran for JRC and he lost on a serious
Which
margin.
it's let us just move on from
So
that.
Julius Malema went was dragged to court,
Okay.
and he was tried, and in one of the many evidence files of evidence they submitted to court
Yeah.
was that chant.
Okay.
His submission was like, when I say that word, I don't literally mean that you go and kill the boer,
Yeah.
but people use it, and people actually used it to kill the what? To kill the boer,
Mm.
and like to chase away, means to chase away the what? The foreigners. So I was not surprised.
But I've
Mm,
seen Malema
mm.
is against xenophobia.
Yeah, he's against.
Mm.
Yeah, he's against. I think that's why I was telling you that if you're a leader anywhere, you have to be very careful in
Mm.
everything that you say, in everything that you do, because people look up to you.
Yeah.
So that's why I say that when he brought up that when he was dragged to court because of those issues,
Yeah.
and then he was saying in his defense, he was saying
Mhm.
that when I used that chant, I didn't literally mean that if a South African meets a white man or the Boer, he should kill him.
But in this instance,
Mm,
South Africans are chasing other Africans. It's actually not
mm,
even white people
mm.
in this situation. They're chasing other African people from South Africa, like Ugandans, Nigerians, what, as long as you're not South African.
Yeah, I hear
Doesn't
you.
matter if you're African.
I hear you, but I was building my case. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'm
So
sorry. I'm sorry.
so I think that thing was actually took in by the South Africans. They also thought that we can also liberate our country by chasing
Other
other
African,
African countries.
yeah,
Their argument is like they're taking up their jobs
and women,
and women.
yeah.
And but first things first, I want to say that we cannot um, fight hate with hate.
True.
We cannot fight hate with hate.
Mm.
So at some point, we have to use any means necessary. But at this point, we can, as Africans, we can still try to see how it can be mended. So the South Africans, they decided to do what? To also chase the Africans.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense was like they are taking their jobs, they are taking their women.
Yeah.
But I don't think they didn't think that thing through, because when you look at it, very many South African companies are in Uganda, in Mozambique, in Nigeria.
Yeah.
MTN is taking all over the whole country, and it
The whole
originates from South Africa.
the whole continent.
Yeah, there is this NRM MP called uh, uh, he subscribes to Rastafari. I don't know whether you know him. His name. Yeah, Stan- yeah. He was saying that these South African companies should go back. When you go back to Mozambique, they also stopped.
But okay, let us before we push to Mozambique here. Let me first talk to Nixon. Let us start from now that video where the guy was saying we need to chase these people back to South Africa because they've done the same thing. Do you think it's a right way to go? Do you think it's a right way for Ugandans or other countries to retaliate in that sort of way?
Just like CJ said, you
Mm.
can't fight hate with hate. But wholeheartedly,
But two negatives make a positive.
that's in physics.
Not in real life.
That's in physics and mathematics. But realistically,
Yeah,
me, I don't want to I don't want to put the blame to the South Africans that are conducting the xenophobic movements and stuff. Eh?
yeah,
Um, I want us to relate to what is going on in South Africa to what was taking place in African countries when they are under colonization.
okay,
What they were fighting for is to send back the white man out of their countries.
true. Yeah,
And what they were actually crying for is not contrary to what the South Africans are crying for.
mm,
Their jobs and women,
yeah,
right? Because the only difference is that for them, they were in heads of office, they were heads of state, they were the rulers here.
yeah,
That is the only difference. You understand?
true.
But what the South Africans are fighting for, I I lift the blame to the ruling government
Hmm.
because what they are doing, they are not chasing away any.
Yeah, like no, 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 no. Like, wait. Are you putting the blame because the government let that movement escalate to grow to that point,
No,
or
not even that.
mm,
The office of the immigrations in South Africa
yeah,
was so much reluctant because we have seen several Africans in
yeah.
South Africa that have been pushed away and have been staying in South Africa illegally.
But most of them are actually legal immigrants.
Uh-huh.
Like they got allowed into South Africa.
By
If it
government.
was, yeah, yeah.
And that is
These
why,
guys are chasing away everyone.
and that is why, and why would you stay in foreign land illegally? Why?
But you can stay there. No, no one leaves their country. No one leaves their country peacefully to go to another country. It means by the time you leave your country,
Yeah.
some things have gone wrong, and you need somewhere else to maybe get opportunity or have like a fresh start. Yep.
But it ma-
And the fact that now we have a number of South Africans that are not in South Africa, I don't think it is fair, mostly for Africans that are in South Africa, to be chased away. I mean, if we are trying to fight every time we talk about Africanity,
Africanity.
Africanity,
Mm.
right, and Pan Africanism and all those things, we
Mm.
cannot achieve that if we cannot live with fellow Africans. Yeah,
Mm.
because we've seen, like Europe, yeah, people are allowed and even encouraged to travel across Europe. Yeah,
Which
which
is
is
okay.
yeah, which and now
And
why can't we?
which is also they have not blocked you from going to South Africa, bro.
But now, if
If
I
it
go
is on
that,
paper, first of all, Uganda holds the largest number of foreigners across African countries.
true,
Uganda.
yeah, true.
But they are here on paper. It is legal.
But even
We
now,
have refugee camps. It is legal.
so if it was not legal, you would support people to push them away, to push them out of Uganda.
What I am saying is that am not lifting the blame to the people that are conducting the xenophobic
Mm.
movements, but the government that became reluctant because if they had put standard measures on how people should stay in South Africa, without hint, such commotions wouldn't be
But
arising.
how much change do you think those matches are going to make? Like, if you chase away 1,000 foreigners and you say you don't have jobs because the foreigners have taken up the
Okay, now
jobs, how many jobs do you
what
create?
your question was, what do I have to say about the xenophobia? And
Yeah,
that is what I have to say. And now you're shifting the question to what are the effects
I'm
of
I'm,
this
set, I'm setting you up.
exactly,
Huh?
which is what you're doing. Now,
Okay.
unless you're asking me to advise government there on what they should do, but the president of South Africa
Yeah.
is open,
Me, I
is in
think,
support of what is going on.
yeah, I think that as well, because for a government, you cannot let a situation escalate to that point. I don't think you could start that kind of match in Uganda, bro.
And
Like, you
and
wouldn't start any kind of match in Uganda that is not approved. You get?
because at the end of it all, you
Yeah.
find that most of the affected people in South Africa are Africans, not even the whites that are staying in the Cape Town.
Yeah, actually, the whites were actually, there's a time when the whites actually fought these people that were in the match. They were trying to say, well, like, why are you chasing these people away?
Exactly. The whites are out of it because most of them are legally
Did you
there.
did you watch the video? They
Of
they made those people who came back from South Africa to go for patriotism training.
Etuchang. That is right.
Yeah,
For
why?
heaven's sake, how would, if you left Uganda because it was somehow giving you a poor life,
Yeah.
yeah,
They have
and then you went to South Africa and found the apex part of it that life is paying there and you are enjoying.
mm,
That means that you've lost the sense of patriotism in you for your country.
they have to
And as
make
a matter
you
of fact, you have to go for retreats in
yeah,
places like Chankwan's institutes.
they make you fall in love with your country again.
Who has had you under repatriation? It's the government of Uganda
Mm.
headed by that old man. So you have to sing Chagua Moja with his names on. But I don't think patriotism is all about loving the ruler,
Mm.
but
So that teaching you about
teaching you the visions of your country
mm,
and doing something that is submissive and adding to the values of your country.
mm,
Because me, I am imagining if if we were all in full support of what Idi Amin did when he was chasing away the Indians
Yeah,
the time he captured power,
yeah.
and we were in full support because they had
Even now, there's people who are going to say it was right.
it was right because niggas they had taken almost every chance of
Mm.
business in Uganda and they were running it.
Man, now you've
And
come.
and
I've actually not. I don't think I've thought about it in that way. But now that makes so much sense.
yeah,
Now,
yeah, bro.
like it has happened before in
And people are
Uganda.
praised. People are praised. It has happened before.
But
And the moment,
the
and
problem
hold on,
is,
and the moment you're like, what South Africans are doing is wrong, but
mm,
what Idi Amin did to the Indians was right. Then that
no,
makes
it
you an
was.
element of racism.
I didn't say it was right.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the viewers. You understand?
Okay, some people say it was right, but
Yeah,
now you have to remember that even after that happened, Uganda paid. Like
yeah,
Uganda had to refund all the Indians who lost property,
definitely.
and even invited them back to take up their properties again. What do you think about that situation, Cohen? Like, or do you think do you think it was right for Amin at the time to expel the Indians?
At the time, I think it was right,
Why?
because we had come from a series where we were ruled by whites,
Yeah.
uh, administratively and economically.
Mm.
So at that time, Uganda was ruled by Ugandan administratively, the army plus everything.
Yeah.
But economically,
It
the
was foreign.
economics, it was fueled by the foreigners.
Yeah.
And well, I don't know whether it what I have learned about that situation is true. I don't know whether I hear that after expelling the Indians,
Yeah.
he did what? He compensated them. I
No, it's
don't know
not. It's
whether
not. It's not the Amin government that
it's
compensated.
uh,
It's the NRA government that
so at the time
compensated
it
the
was
Amin.
illegal. It was illegal at that time.
What do you mean
Like
illegal?
expelling them from Uganda, it was illegal without compensating them, right?
No, at
Mm,
that time, it depends. What do you mean?
mm,
What do you mean? It was like it depends what you mean by legal. Like morally, it
mm,
was wrong, but at
mm.
that time, we did not have a constitution.
We were ruled by decrees.
Yeah, he was ruling by decree, which means at the time
It
it
was
was
legal.
legal in his time. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
I think at the time it was wrong. But if you ask yourself
mm,
where Uganda would be if the Indians still had control of our economy at the time,
the Ugandan in me says that it was right.
the Ugandan
Very
in
right.
you,
Yeah.
not you.
Not me, but the Ugandan in me, says that that
Personally,
decision was right, chasing away the what, the Indians.
Yeah, says the man who has changed people's lives and he's a rotaract.
Mm,
But to be honest, however much what he did affected Uganda economically, you-
positively,
negatively, of course,
yeah, yeah.
it negatively affected the economy of Uganda. But what I want to actually, there is one thing that has been beating my understanding,
Mm.
and it is this. You see, there is that gaslighting. You make someone question his sense of humor, sense of understanding.
mm.
I mean, you even want to question your sanity because at the end of this whole debate, it is business. It is the investor that benefits. But this whole sense of convincing everyone that if the investor goes, the economy diminishes. And yet it is the investor that has been fetching more.
Mm.
At the end of the day, it's the investor that takes back home the biggest cut. You understand? The economy is going to suffer the minimal period for a minimal period. That is what I understood from that Idi Amin saga. Because even after Idi Amin had chased away the Indians, it was just a period of about 4 months. And then and then Idi Amin was donating bags of rice in the United Arab Emirates to Dubai.
But him donating food to
It
Dubai
was not actually Idi Amin, it was
does
the Republic of Uganda.
yeah, but Uganda donating food to those countries doesn't mean that Uganda was doing well economically. We
It,
were
wa-
actually doing terribly
it
economically.
was after 4 months. Anyways, Now that is the gaslighting I'm trying to tell you, and the spin stuff.
Mm,
They are trying to make you question your own sense of understanding. You
mm,
understand? You're at a point in life where you will be a Gen Z, and then someone in opposition is going to tell you that, you know, that this road, it wouldn't be appearing like this. You'd have been seeing a flyover.
true,
You as an individual, first of all, you're not employed. You have
true.
no source of income. You don't even earn $1 per day.
Yeah.
You get? But he's trying to that gaslighting. You have to question your own sense of understanding and sanity. You're like, nah, yeah, there should have been something like a flyover here.
Like what? Why isn't it
Why
there?
isn't it there?
Yeah.
And out of the blue, you are on riot, you are on chase of that. It should have been a flyover. It should have been a flyover. That's the same thing. The false.
I think South African. I think the leader. I've forgotten his name, but the leader of that match is also, I think, using that same.
Exactly.
Because when you look at the things he talks about, like I don't think they are real.
They're next to impossible, by the way.
He said, you know what he said? He said that South Africa has a high GDP. So if they expel all the immigrants, South Africa could be able to pay 1 million rand per year to all the South Africans. I don't think that is true. But people after hearing that, they're going to riot. Trust me,
And
because everyone wants free money. And when you use strong words like GDP, those things, you're going to confuse very many
and
people.
definitely there is something that must be fishy. The opposition side is not part of what is taking place in South
No, it's
Africa.
not.
It's not. The government, it is only the president that has spoken about it, and he's to some extent is giving it a cold shoulder, but dropping some elements of support. You
True.
understand?
Yeah,
Looking at one man influencing such millions on a move to carry out that xenophobic movement, that must be something fishy that you cannot leave untouched, because the opposition is not part of it.
yeah,
Something that you would say that the opposition should be undertaking to make the government feel feel offended to some extent. You understand? But the
yeah.
opposition is against it, and it is government that is trying to fuel it. So, at the end of it, it is politics, it is gaslighting, it is something must be fishy, bro.
Well, I hope the other nations don't pick a leaf
Of course.
because it's really bad what is happening in South Africa.
Very bad.
And I hope after some time, like those people will come to a realization that we need each other. Mostly if people have gotten those papers and have gone out to get those opportunities, like me, I wouldn't be angry to someone who came to Uganda and became successful because they had to come here to be successful. I was born here, I've lived here, and me chasing them out of the country doesn't mean I'm going to, get that same opportunity, because if they left, very many people are going to lose out, and I'm sure some people in South Africa have lost jobs, or the economy has lost greatly because very many shops have closed down, very many businesses and stuff. Yeah, so we hope for the best, man. And I hope that people who are chased away can like go back to their countries or find somewhere else to like build livelihood.
Um, I have a question for you.
Yeah,
Um,
people
actually, for both of you,
people on the
and
podcast,
then
people
the viewers.
people on this
Eh,
podcast don't usually ask me
mm.
questions, but
So,
we shall let
how
see.
about you woke up in like in UG?
Hmm.
You're
In Uganda.
in Uganda. Yeah, in UG.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
you've just graduated.
Yeah,
Let's say 1 year, 2 years down the road,
yeah,
you're not seeing any opportunity. Every every place that you go, you'll find there a Somali or an Ethiopian or a Nigerian.
yeah.
They are literally taking over all opportunities in the country.
Hmm.
Be the let's say the finance sector, the legal sector, and then the engineering sector.
Yeah.
How would you feel?
Yeah, of course, you wouldn't feel nice. Yeah, but that does not justify you, because now that is how sectarianism starts. Because people claimed there's a certain tribe that had all the positions
By the way,
in administrations.
I didn't mean to say anything
No, no,
sectarian.
no, no, no.
I might
No, no,
be
no. I'm breaking it down. I'm breaking it down.
uh,
No, we got your point, but I'm breaking it down for you.
Tell him
Yeah.
that I had you.
Yeah.
Tell him you had him.
I heard you. I heard what you said,
Okay.
but I'm breaking it down for you. Yeah. Just because certain, just because people have opportunities does not just. But if they are qualified to be in those positions, like doesn't you like it does not justify you. Like, who are you to say, okay, I'm the one supposed to be in that position, let us chase these people away so that I can get that position, because that person there also somehow had to work to get there, you get. So I don't know, it's a global economy. We are not entitled to things in Uganda.
what if it is illegal?
What do you mean by it being illegal? Being there without
Yeah,
qualification.
them being there without qualification,
Then
leave
that.
alone that
Mm,
the immigration
mm.
was illegal. Like them coming to Uganda, it was illegal,
And you find out.
and you find out.
Then that's why it becomes a problem. Because being in a country and enjoying the amenities of a country illegally and get the people of sons and daughters of the real soil are not actually enjoying the amenities, it becomes a little bit complex. But first of all, in case it wasn't illegal, being in a world of expertise, if he's in office and he's executing as we wholly anticipate, and he's registering success, success comes back to Uganda. It does not go to Ethiopia. At the end of it all, even if the salary he gets, he sends it to Ethiopia or Somalia, he's executing.
But now,
That is exchange. It is literally okay. You understand? Because at the end of the day, the laborers, the Wakadama we are having in the United Arab Emirates, they are providing labor, and at the end of the day, actually, isn't it one of the biggest incomes we're having in Uganda? The money they send back to Uganda.
yeah.
You understand? But do you think UAE is making a loss?
But
It is improving rather because they are providing labor and taking away
let
the
me tell you
cash, which is
something.
okay.
That same position you're looking at an illegal migrant in, there's a Ugandan who is in another country as an illegal migrant, and they also have an opportunity. Plus, by the time that person gets into that position, it means they were either employed by someone in Uganda or something like that. You get? Meaning, it's man. I have no problem with people being in other countries and being able to survive, because by the time you leave your country to some other country, that's a big move. It means things didn't work out there, and you're also trying to survive. So it's just a spirit of humanity. However much,
No,
however,
the only reason why I want to actually disagree with you,
yeah,
I don't want to adopt the spirit of humanity and stuff here. Because the moment you come from your country to Uganda
yeah,
and you have papers,
yeah,
it is okay. We
okay,
are registering the largest number of foreigners in Uganda. We hold the largest refugee camps across Africa.
sure,
It is okay. You understand?
yeah,
And that is enough to be called the spirit of humanity.
yeah,
You understand? But the moment you come into Uganda, you
illegally
are there illegally. You even don't want to visit the immigration offices
to get papers.
and rectify your stay in Uganda. Then at the end of it all, like realistically, we are here in Chikoni.
True,
Yeah?
true,
Prices of hostels have been hiking.
yeah.
Not because the demand is high,
The
but
demand is high as well,
yeah,
but because we are competing with other
these Eritreans and Somalis who are here in Chikoni, in
legally,
legally, of course,
yeah,
you get, and some are in Kansanga. You understand?
yeah,
That Kansanga part. But like I remember it was when was it? It was at the apex of last year.
mm,
Last year, last semester.
true,
Last semester, yeah, yeah. When first year was getting done, and almost every student had to leave Sunway's hostel. You understand?
yeah.
And like the rooms were largely occupied by Eritreans
You say,
and
I would like you to use foreigners so that we don't.
okay, by foreigners, and it is at the expense of these foreigners who are directly being funded by the United Nations for their stay in Uganda.
Yeah,
You understand? In other words, their rate of income, it does not even meet the rate of income of Ugandans who are within the same area of stay. You understand? Now,
yeah,
in case these guys are here illegally, that is where the thing becomes more complex. You understand? And you might find people are like, "Hey, this is enough.
I
Let us
understand
have these
that.
guys off board." You understand? But the moment you are here legally and it is understandable, then We have nothing to do about it, but it becomes a little bit complex being here illegally. You are living the most, enjoying the biggest amenities, and it becomes a little bit.
Let us get a final view from Cohen, and then we shall leave this discussion to the comment section and
Yeah,
see where it goes.
I highly support uh, Nixon's view.
Niwandinda, yeah.
You have to support me, bro. I know.
Uh, Whether he has been my guy
Yeah, okay.
since day one. Is it right for me to say since day one?
You
Oh, you
guys,
want
you
to say
guys
that?
can
Oh, you
continue
want to
the
say?
bromance.
Oh, you,
Offset. You first now, first tell us what you're
you know
saying.
there is a politician, yeah.
Yeah.
He on I think on some platform he said that this guy is my comrade.
Mm.
The other politician repeated saying that I'm not your comrade. So anyway, I wanted to say that when someone is illegally in the country, he has to go back.
Mm.
Yes, there could be something with humanity, but
Spirit of humanity.
the spirit of humanity. But I don't think the law is very clear.
Yeah.
If you're not
As a student of the law.
as the student of the law, you have to
Okay,
be
sir.
legally. You have to be legally
Yes, sir.
in the country.
Yes, sir.
You see, when you look at recently in the U.S.
Yeah.
There has been a lot of extraditions in the U.S.
Mm.
during this term of the president who is current, Trump. His point was, if you're illegal, if you're staying illegally in the country, you have to leave. You have
Mm.
to go.
True.
And the,
Mm.
and one thing, the reason that thing has not been escalating in the United States, it's because the manner of approach in the
It's
United States
different.
has been good. You understand?
It's not good, by the way.
No, the manner of approach.
Like it's they arrest these guys, man. They just come upon you and arrest you. There's a what is that?
What should do you think they should have done?
Okay, they're doing it like that, but it's not like they're doing it
And
in
in
a.
South Africa, they are beating, throwing, killing, and murdering. That is why I tell you, if government had tackled it first,
Yeah.
Okay, wouldn't be a
It
problem.
would have
it
been a
wouldn't be a
problem.
problem,
Makes
because
so much sense.
that is it. You want them to be, they have to arrest you and deport you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, they don't have to feed you yellows so that you can feel smooth and go back.
Before Nixon changes language and starts saying some bad things here, we are going to leave this conversation to you guys in the comment section. Tell us about what you think about xenophobia, and tell us if you could allow to live with an immigrant and you have to break that down. Would you be okay with having illegal immigrants in your country, or how can I phrase this question? Or like you would be okay as long as there were only legal immigrants if they're in your country legally.
And at the end of that statement, there is a question mark.
Yeah, there's a question mark. Make sure to tell us in the comment section. Peace. We shall be with you on part 2 of this podcast.
Have a nice time. Thank you so much.
As we have tackled